What's up guys, welcome back to the channel, and today I am back with another video. This time once again, we're going to look at ESPN, and specifically Stephen A. Smith. And the topic I want to look at today involves Kyrie Irving, his vax status, as well as the Brooklyn Nets. And for this video, I've been dying to make it, as Stephen A. Smith is a massive hypocrite when it comes to Kyrie, and he flip-flops every single week, and really every single day. So with that being the case, in today's video, we're going to expose Stephen A. Smith and his takes on Mr. Kyrie Irving. So with that being said, let's get right into the video. Now first up in our video, we have a clip from Stephen A. Smith from roughly 5 months ago calling out Kyrie Irving.
If it is true, Jay, if it is true, Marcus, so you don't have a problem with taking the vaccine, your position is that you're going to sit up there and compromise the championship aspirations of an organization you signed on to represent. You coaxed Kevin Durant into signing on to represent. You played the role in coaxing James Harden into signing on to represent. You're going to compromise all of that because you want to give a voice to the voiceless. Really?
It's almost like Stephen A. Smith, he has no idea the line between basketball and outside of basketball in your actual personal life. Taking this shot whether you think it's right or wrong, Kyrie Irving has his own personal choice. He can take it or he cannot. That affects his basketball career as well as his personal life. And let's make one thing pretty clear, the rules for New York make absolutely no sense. Kyrie Irving, an unvaccinated player, can't play in Barclays. What he can do, he can warm up with them and even sit on the bench. But again, he can't play with the team. A visiting player, say from Golden State, Los Angeles, they can be unvaccinated and come in Barclays and still play. Makes absolutely no sense, but as they say, rules are rules.
You're going to disappear from the game of basketball? Who the hell is going to be interested in what you have to say when you have proven that you can't even be trusted enough to do your damn job? A job you volunteered for. This ain't the military where you were drafted. You chose to play basketball. You chose to enter the NBA. You chose to sign that contract as a free agent to go to the Brooklyn Nets. You chose Brooklyn as your destination. You chose the Nets franchise to represent. You asked KD and James Harden to come on board with you in Brooklyn to establish your own legacy, and then you leave them hanging.
So cutting off Stephen A. Smith right there, let's get a couple of things straight. The US military hasn't had a draft since the 1970s, and Kyrie Irving, a basketball player, yes, he was drafted to a team. That is the NBA draft. And in regards to Kyrie's contract, when he signed that, all this crazy stuff had not happened yet. Kyrie Irving had no forethought, and there was no clause in his contract that specifically said he had to get a vaccine. And looking at his last point, he says Kyrie Irving left Harden and KD quote-unquote hanging. I mean, Kyrie, if he could play, which I definitely think he does want to play, he's a basketball player, one of the best players in NBA history. Kyrie Irving definitely wants to play, but Brooklyn and the city of New York is preventing him from playing due to his vax status. And looking at Brooklyn's big three, I would argue James Harden was their biggest quitter. Go watch some of those games. He was putting up 4 points, 10 points, multiple turnovers, very little effort. I would say James Harden more so put on Brooklyn than Kyrie.
Which is flat out stupid. It's the stupidest thing that I think I've encountered with an NBA player. Like, you gonna sit up there and not play and not take a vaccine that evidently it's not you. You don't have a problem with it according to the reports. You just want to give a voice to the voiceless? Really?
So stopping the clip right there, Stephen A. Smith tries to mock Kyrie Irving and his cause of not getting the vaccine. Once again, your personal choice, you can do it, you cannot, but Stephen A. Smith demeaning Kyrie Irving for making his own personal choice, I find pretty disgusting, and in hindsight, you'll see Stephen A. Smith flip-flops big time in the coming months. And what Stephen A. Smith is saying is the stupidest choice of all time to be drilled in your head for this video. Stephen A. Smith 5 months ago was calling Kyrie Irving stupid, he was an idiot, and he was straight up mocking him on national television. And in this clip, he even called for Kyrie Irving to be traded from Brooklyn due to his vax status.
I said it last week about Andrew Wiggins and Golden State in regards to the vaccine. So I'll say it again with Kyrie Irving. Trade him! If he ain't gonna take the vaccine and he can't play half your home games, trade him!
Stephen A. Smith was going in on Kyrie Irving 4 to 5 months ago when it was popular and cool to hate and demean him. Now, one thing I want to show you is Stephen A. Smith doing a full 180 and flip-flopping. Look at this next clip where he clearly backtracks and goes back on everything he said early in the season.
I didn't stutter. I'm not backing up. I meant every single damn word I said. But that does not mean that what New York has done to him is right. It is not. Kyrie Irving should have never been prevented or prohibited from playing a game at the Barclays Center this season. The city of New York's rule is bogus, it is ridiculous, and it has no business being in place, and Eric Adams, the mayor, who I like, by the way, needs to step up and handle his business in this regard, in this specific regard. We all in or we're out.
I swear this guy Stephen A. Smith, he acts like all the fans and listeners have short-term memory loss and can't remember his takes from 4 or 5 months ago. I mean, that right there is him pulling a complete 180. And why I think he did that was due to Adam Silver calling out New York's vaccine policies. But once again, Stephen A. Smith, 4 or 5 months ago, when it was a hot topic and was off limits, he criticized Kyrie Irving relentlessly. But when it became more mainstream, to not criticize Kyrie and really point out how stupid the mandates were, Stephen A. Smith put a 180 for his bosses, Disney, and ESPN. And that's why at the end of the day I say Stephen A. Smith, he's a company man and a puppet for his bosses. Now for the last segment in this video, we'll look at Stephen A. Smith and his reaction to Kyrie scoring 50 points versus the Charlotte Hornets.
It made me want to throw up. I'm disgusted. Because you got a bunch of fools out there that's raving about Kyrie Irving and Kevin Durant clapping and all of this other stuff. Kevin Durant should be sick. The fans who love Kyrie Irving should be sick. Because you know what last night was evidence of? What he's robbing us of.
This guy got on national television after Kyrie dropped 50 and got mad at Kevin Durant for clapping on the bench and supporting his teammate. You know damn well if Kevin Durant wasn't clapping for Kyrie, he was sulking, that would also be a story on First Take the next day. And in regards to Kyrie robbing us of his greatness, Kyrie Irving once again isn't the one putting these mandates in place. And as Stephen A. Smith said, they're stupid and make 0 sense. This is not Kyrie's fault. Yes, he made one choice, but again, the rules are stupid and make absolutely no sense. They're not consistent. They don't apply equally to unvaccinated players from other states. And I really do think Kyrie is one of a handful of players who could score 50 and still not impress Stephen A. Smith. He'll find some way, somehow, to downplay Kyrie and take away from his historic game.
We've all seen this. This is nothing. He scored 50. So, Kyrie could do that in his sleep any night he wants to. That's how electrifying of a talent he is.
Stopping the clip right there really quickly, Kyrie in this game had 50 points on a true shooting percentage of 101%. That's the highest in NBA history for a 50-point game. How do you even do that going 15 for 19 from the field, making 9 threes?
What we talked about and what we lamented, doggy, is that he ain't available.
100%.
This is who he is. You see what I'm saying? And when I saw Kevin Durant clapping like that last night and everybody raving, I got ticked off because that's exactly what Kyrie Irving wants to do. See, he want to skip half the season. He want to work when he want to work.
Stopping the clip right there, once again, Kyrie Irving is not choosing when he wants to work. He's being prevented by the city of New York.
I'd give Kyrie Irving $50 million a year, 1 year at a time. I'd never trust him with a long-term contract to save my life.
They can pay for his supper.
Yeah, because that brother will not show up half the time. You know why? Because he don't love basketball like that. He can play. He's playing because he's spectacular at it, and he's playing because it pays well. That brother don't love it.
Now, that last comment is pretty interesting, saying Kyrie Irving only plays for a paycheck. Now, I think some players in the NBA definitely, they only play for a paycheck. They may be 6'9", 6'10", they're super athletic, they were blessed, and when it comes to basketball, they really don't love the sport. But for Kyrie Irving, someone who's 6'3", 6'2", being a guard in the NBA, practicing every single day over and over again, you have to love basketball, the grind, the training, the traveling, the teammates, the camaraderie. You have to love basketball at that high level. And Stephen A. Smith questioning that is downright disgraceful and absolutely disgusting on national television.
Here. And how many games have I seen him? He don't even care. It don't matter. I miss games I gotta miss. I'll play games that I have to play. They don't lift the vaccine mandate. And Brooklyn ends up in a playing game that he can't play. Brooklyn ends up in a first-round series in a game 7, and he can't play. We're going to care more about that than him. I don't know that to be true. I'm saying that is the impression he has given us, doggy.
So once again, stopping the clip right there, I think my point was made. When it comes to Kyrie Irving, Stephen A. Smith, he's never going to give him a fair shake, even though Stephen A. Smith, in his own words, says the mandates, the policies, they're absolutely bogus, and the mayor of New York needs to change it. Even with that being the case, he still to this day criticizes Kyrie Irving and chastises him for not playing games. Once again, for the last time, Kyrie Irving, he's not the one putting these rules in place, and at the end of the day, questioning his heart and his will to win, I think it's a step too far when it comes to basketball conversations. So that right there is the end of the video. Now it's exposing Stephen A. Smith and his hypocrisy when it comes to Kyrie Irving and his vaccine status. As always, thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. I'll see you guys next time.